The masterful, wonderful love of technology and all that fucking bullshit.
Technology's amazing till it's not agreeable.
Oh, I know, and then it's just like, oh, I'm glad this is easy.
Yeah, man. So where's your buddy at?
Yeah. He's running a bit late. He just got done with a bunch of his Tuesday. He does a bunch of martial arts, and then he picks up his daughter from dance, and he's like, I'm running late, and I'm cramping like a motherfucker. I'm like, eat a pickle, drink of water. So he's running late. He's like,
Understandable.
I'll be on when I get on. I'm like, I get it.
That's all good. So what's happening,
Yep.
buddy? You back in Fredonia for a little bit?
I was there last week. I was home last week.
Oh
That was
man.
my off week after that last Alaska trip, and now I'm on the road, so I'm back in Indy.
Oh, there you go. Not too far out.
Yep. Yep. It's pretty
I'm a.
solid, pretty nice. It's a solid 41
It
degrees
doesn't look.
outside, so I'm like, it's warmer than
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. It's. It can't be above 30 outside.
Yeah, that's it's kind of lame, but whatever. So what's on the agenda for the Power Hour topic for this evening? We don't have anything. I have some dumb topics to start us off with in my
Dude, that's
handy little
fantastic. I was
notebook.
actually gonna. Reach out to you and see about trying to set up some kind of agenda to kind of follow by because it's going to be an ADHD shit show, but it's going to be amazing. I
Oh,
just figured
oh,
maybe a
that's
good
gonna.
way to start and try to stay on the rails, but
All right. So let's go off the rails immediately. Do you want to go? I only have two options, so do you want to go mild or spicy?
let's go fucking spicy, dude. Like
All right,
Juan
you chose
Valdez
your.
with the atomic wings.
It might not be that good. This is just spicy, not atomic. All right. Let's say, for example, we lived in a world where you were concerned about being canceled, okay? What Disney song would you not want to sing on national TV or in any public forum because of fear of getting canceled? I have my answer because I thought
Ooh.
about this. Not very long and not very hard, but I realized this when I was just singing it to myself one day, and I have the answer.
Hmm. That's going to be a toss up between Arabian Nights from Aladdin and Under the Sea
Good
from that
choice.
mermaid movie.
The Little Mermaid, Under the Sea.
Yeah.
See, those are
Yeah.
both mild options in my opinion. So mine is I want to be like you from the Jungle Book.
Dude, that's a good one.
I know, because at one point the orangutan looks at Mowgli and says, I want to be like you, a big ape like me. I want to be like you. And I'm like, that is the most, that song could get someone canceled today. I'm pretty sure it could.
Man, see, I wasn't thinking actually using the song's lyrics. I was gonna just, use my own kind of demented sense of humor and ad lib things, and then see how far I could
Oh
take it
no,
before I got
100%
canceled.
just the song using the original song lyrics, singing it like on a public forum. Like, for some reason, the masked singer was the first thing that came to my mind, but also it wouldn't work because you're masked until they reveal you at the end.
Yeah, wouldn't that be some shit? They just cheer you
Uh,
on, and then they reveal you, and you think you did something amazing. They're like, "You're fucking canceled, man."
You are canceled. Why?
Like, I didn't do nothing wrong. I
Yeah,
just sang a
no,
song. Shit, now I'm gonna have to
yeah,
really
that's
put some thought into this one, Steven.
see, and like you got to use like innocent Disney movies too. That's what makes it even better. It's just like, hmm, what's the most nonchalant thing where you're just like, that's normal, like the Jungle Book.
So,
The best
what
part
near
too,
that song on?
Mowgli's not white.
You're right. You're right. Nah, he was an Indian, right?
I do believe it took place in India. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was just thinking, like Pinocchio. Now, didn't they have some kind of song about taking boys to Pleasure Island or something freaking weird like that?
Oh, I don't know if it was Pleasure Island, but it was an
Oh
island.
no, they were definitely talking about it. They were definitely talking Pleasure Island and Pinocchio because that weird dude with the fluffy top hat, he was gathering up little boys to take them there, which is kind of freaking weird, especially with Jeffrey Epstein's island. That's
See,
what I
I
was
feel like
getting
the
at. Like
left would
singing that
love
song,
that
I'm like,
one.
yeah, I guess that wouldn't get you canceled. You'd be kind of like a fanboy status then.
I mean, it might get you your own island. You could end up working for the Mossad.
That'd be the craziest way to start working for the Mossad. Like, yo, this guy sang this song. Like, we gotta hire this cat.
They're probably just sitting there like, we could use that. He sent us the signal. He did? Of course he did. See what he just did there? Oh, wow, yeah. See, I'd want to go into the Mossad the old-fashioned way. Hey, I just want to kill some Nazis legally. I just need to legally kill someone. Can I join the Mossad?
Yeah, that's how it started.
I don't
Speaking
know
of
how
that,
it
did
started,
you
and
ever
I
see
don't know
that
how it's going
movie?
to end. Which one?
Munich.
No, but I know the story very well.
That's definitely worth a watch.
Yes. Yeah, because they, that's when they first revealed how wild and frisky they could really get. And and what was it, in the 70s, they started nabbing Nazis in Argentina, I think. I know it was Nazis in
Something
Argentina,
like
but I
that.
don't remember if it was the 60s or the 70s. Mossad just started nabbing dudes, and they were just like, all right, we're the judge, we're the jury, and the executioner. Bye bye.
Yeah, they just pulled out all stops and took care of business themselves.
They gave zero
Can't say I
shits,
blame
and they
them.
just, oh no. I mean, they broke rule numero uno. They messed with Texas.
Oh, I thought they talked about Fight Club.
That was the second thing they did.
Well,
So,
two wrongs don't make a left, so
two wrongs don't make a right, but three lefts do. That's what you're
yeah.
thinking of.
Yeah, I forgot to carry the seven.
You see, if you divide the integer by W, you get the slope of the roof, and that is how you can figure out how many watermelons Cindy can carry home from the supermarket.
Dude, you went full calculus on that. Actually, I don't even
I
know if
went
you
fifth
went
grade
full
math because that's
calculus. I
all I
never
can
did
do.
calculus.
I didn't either.
Well, that shows you how skilled I am with
Uh,
mathematics because I thought that shit was calculus.
it's calculus to me. That was fifth
Yeah.
grade math, I'm
The
pretty
full
sure, man.
disclosure. Full disclosure
Full
here, I cheated
disclosure.
my way through math for Marines.
Full disclosure, I did too.
We probably use the same cheat sheet.
I don't remember. I think I ended up doing mine on the boat during the that 2 week test and eval because I'm like, well, I got to do all these so I can pick up rank. I'm like, fuck. So I knocked
Man,
them all out then.
that was a cool 2 weeks.
Uh, the only part about it that I didn't like was I was supposed to be at my brother's wedding during one of those weeks. I was like, God damn it.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely puts a damper on it.
But I mean, it was a nice touch that I had a friend from back home that was a boatswain's mate on the baton. So I was just like, hey, I'm going to be on your boat. And then Ryan ended up making friends with him, and somehow he drove the ship one night.
Wait, what?
You didn't know Stumbaugh drove the ship one night?
No, that was on the baton.
That was on the baton. He talked his way onto the bridge and ended up driving the boat one night. I mean, granted, it's just standing there doing this,
Yeah,
but
but
he drove an LHD.
that's a serious Xbox achievement right there.
That definitely is.
Xbox achievement.
Yeah.
Take the helm.
Drive the baton. Wait a
Man,
minute.
I must not have been on that one with you guys. I was on the Kearsarge for that 2 week stint.
Oh,
It's like
wait.
November of 2004.
I thought. Wait, did you go to Nellis?
No, no, I didn't get to go to Nellis.
That's why you weren't on the baton. So the Nellis crew went to the baton, and then like half the people that weren't on the baton or the Nellis crew were ship's company. So that's why I thought everyone was there. Because
Yeah,
like,
I got to go on the Kearsarge.
what was the other one? The Wasp?
Yeah, I think Ozcan was on the Wasp. That.
I thought he was on the. I thought he was Wasp and Kearsarge.
I don't know.
Where do they come up with these names?
I think
Like the
some are
baton
named
one
after
makes
like
sense. Okay,
famous
like it's a
veterans.
historical thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
Wasp.
Wasp? It's an animal. White Anglo-Saxon Protestants? Like, what are we talking about here?
That might get you canceled. Well, Trump's
That's not going to
president
get
now,
me
so I think
canceled.
I
George
stink.
Herbert Walker Bush was a WASP. He was also the head of the CIA, but he was still a WASP, and he was a good WASP too. He served his country.
He
That's what's
indeed
wrong with
did.
the WASPs of today. They're just like, "Well, hello, I have Connecticut money, and I don't need to." Bastards just golfing in Connecticut trying to tell me what laws are just and not. I'll tell you what, taxation is theft, and all gun laws are racist. That's about all I got.
I concur.
Yep.
Especially if your firearm is blued, because it looks black. And if you're trying to cancel anything black out, it's definitely racist.
Black rifles matter. We jumped into that one pretty quick, less than 14 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just put a
Well, there's
lower
a
parts
timer
kit
down
in
there.
that.
That's how I know.
Oh, there we go.
Boys,
What's up?
Kyle,
how
it's
are we
about time you
living
got your black
tonight?
ass in here.
Well, you
Well,
start this at
you came just
8:30.
in time for Black Rifles Matter.
Yes.
Do elaborate.
So white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, the waspy people, the ones with their jaws like this, who live in Connecticut and just golf and try to tell us what to do with their laws, they suck. And black rifles matter.
Dude, at some point all of this bullshit has to come crashing down, right? Like there's such a wave right now, and we actually have momentum where maybe not in this state, probably not in California, but like at what point does everyone just say enough is enough? Like this is bullshit, and we're just gonna do it anyway.
I really hope that's soon.
It
Amen.
So like,
well, it, I don't. Steve, did I send you the compilation of Trump saying bullshit repeatedly? I'm gonna have to send it
no.
to you guys. It's. But at what point do we all just do the same thing and just be like, "This is bullshit," and we're just not gonna do it anymore? They can't get us all. They can't get us all.
No, they can't.
So I have high hopes for nationwide reciprocity soon, but it's going to be hilarious because you still have to go through your state's permitting process. So like, Donny will have an easier lives in Pennsylvania, will have an easier time carrying in our state than most people in New York State if nationwide
Uh,
reciprocity
yeah,
goes through.
that makes about total sense, right?
Yeah, that
Yep.
does.
And
I
then
would
there's
hope
another thing
like
in the Supreme Court right now with uh, basically New York State is violation of Bruin with the new permitting scheme that you teach classes for, uh, and that it's basically just not constitutional. So there's a new one in for that, so that might get abandoned, and they'll probably come up with something even fucking dumber.
every single time, like it goes without fail. Every single time we post an ad for a permit class, like, and full disclosure, like for all intents and purposes, I never want to teach a pistol permit class ever again. I we didn't start the company to do pistol permits. We started the company to do actual like tactical training and to do shooting and moving, shooting, moving, and communicating, teamwork, going from pistol to carbine and carbine back to pistol. Like having to do an 18-hour permitting course is not why we started our company. So every single time we post an ad for a permit class, there are these dudes that go down in the comments and they're like, Second Amendment, bro. Second Amendment, bro. It's like, yeah, man, like, shall not be infringed, bro. I get it. I get it. I would love all 50 states to have reciprocity with each other. I would love to never teach a pistol permit course ever again. I want to teach the basics of fundamentals. I want to teach the basics of marksmanship. Like that's why we started the company. That's why we do the training and we do the permit course so that people can get the pistol so that they can do the other classes. Like, yeah, I get it, but it's so unrealistic, unfortunately, because especially in New York State, and it's probably similar in New Jersey and California. There are like 5 or 6 cities with populations that are so much larger than the rural areas that they outvote the working class and the people with common sense. And repeatedly, over and over again, we're supplanted by these people who have no true concept of what the republic was truly supposed to be. We're a democracy. We're a democracy. No, we're not. We never have been. We never will be. Stop saying it.
We're a republic, technically.
Yep.
Constitutional republic, if you can keep it.
This is a very true statement.
Sorry, I'm all fired up tonight. I'm all fired up tonight, boys.
You got your blood
It's
all
all good.
boiling.
As soon as I crash tonight, it's gonna be game over. As soon as I come down from this workout high that I'm riding, it's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so bad.
I'm mild to moderately jealous.
It was a good night in the gym. It was a really good night in the gym.
I mean, I am jealous, but I also went to the arm farm this morning, so
Get
I
it.
got that going for me. like that.
There you go.
Just keep sending the selfies. That's all. That's all I want. You just keep sending your gym selfies. with
I'm gonna start doing the
with your hat
the
on,
influencer girl ones. I'm gonna be
with
like,
the good lighting. Side pose.
You gotta get the influencer post. What is that?
Did you just set off
I don't
fireworks
know.
on yourself?
His ass is glorious enough
I
to
didn't
set
do it
off
on
digital
purpose.
fireworks.
What are you talking?
I
You
Shazam.
thought
didn't do
one of
that
you
on
guys pressed a
purpose?
button to do that.
No.
No.
From
Hold on,
back
I'm gonna try it
here?
again. I don't know.
Why did that? Why did that work? Why did that work the first time?
That was amazing.
It was really good.
Yeah.
If I could figure out how to repeat that, my life would be amazing. God damn. Son of a bitch. Oh well.
Well, what'd you boys get into tonight?
Not
Not a whole
much.
hell of a lot. Came
Um,
home from work and ate.
I got done with work and I went, well, so after my workout this morning, I'm like, I need to get some eggs in me. So I went to a place and I'm like, I'm on keto, so I don't want toast and all that shit. I'm like, yo, 4 eggs and some bacon. And they're like $13. I'm like, son of a bitch. Find some fucking eggs after work. So I made some eggs and bacon so I can bring that to the gym with me and then eat that afterwards, not pay $13 for 4 eggs and some bacon because that's highway robbery.
Where?
And
Who's
then,
charging
I
that amount
Art Skillet. They're veteran owned, so you think they'd be cooler than that, but they're not because
for 4 eggs and some
apparently they
bacon?
just love money more than they love fucking 4 eggs and bacon. $13. Like, I mean, I understand you got to make money, but I'm trying to make gains here, not like fucking pay off your mortgage, bro.
Yeah, that's absurd. That's absurd. I only lasted 8 days on keto
Money
this
doesn't.
this round.
So good, so much
I
cheese.
couldn't do it. I couldn't stick to it.
Like I said,
It's so
if it's
hard without,
sustainable and you can
like,
do it,
yeah, but like the trap that I fall into is like a night like tonight where I didn't eat. I got back from the gym, jumped in the shower, now I'm here, but like the leftovers that we have are either linguine with meat or rice with meat, and everything's already pre-mixed, and it's like I'm not gonna eat around it, like I'm not gonna. It's already right there, and I don't know, man. It's hard not to. It's hard not to just jump right on that. And like as much as I love eggs and bacon too. Like I love meat and cheese. It's I love pasta too, man. Like I love pasta and I love bread. It's so hard.
don't talk to me about bread. I
Yep.
fucking love crusty bread.
Donnie, we have to be all too aware of Steve's love for the crusty bread.
Yeah, crusty bread's kind of hard to beat.
I mean, how can you?
I'm a
How can you beat
I'm
it?
a whore for that shit. You throw me one of those, or you throw me a croissant like a boomerang, and I catch it like a fucking 1990s television commercial, and I'm just like, oh, it's on now. That
Like
does
Happy
sound
Gilmore
good.
Subway commercial.
Awesome. Awesome.
I mean, the worst thing that Tim
No,
Hortons ever did was buy Burger King because their croissants went downhill after that, and then they took away the cheese croissant, and I'm like, well, what's the point now? You guys suck.
well, how long you been on now?
Keto? It's right after the
Yeah.
first of the year. Whenever I first flew
Did
back up to Anchorage, it's like the third, the sixth. Fuck, I don't
did
remember.
you maintain it all the whole week last week when you were home?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, I mean you're
Super easy because I just looked at what's that?
no, like it was noticeable. Like already, those few weeks. What is it? 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in now. Like
Yeah.
it's very noticeable from our last workout, um, before you went back to Alaska to Saturday. Like there's a noticeable difference.
Let me put it to you like this, Donnie. So he's currently sitting in where we weight train in his basement. My weightlifting belt is down there, and one day I couldn't get it on. I'm like, oh shit.
And like
And now I
that's
can
that's
almost
the
get
one
it on
that
again.
yeah, you're getting close. And like you just got that too, like last year, right around this time last year. Um, and the one that I ordered, um, it's not a lever, it's just one of the quick release ones. I ordered a large because everything else I wear is either a large or an extra, and it's just not fitting. It's just not. Like right now I'm pretty drawn down because I'm super dehydrated, and I was working on a 24-hour fast before my pre-gym meal, and like from our workout 2 weeks ago to now is like an 8 pound difference. I'm down about 8. So I can,
Wow.
yeah, it's good. Like doing the carb cycle and trying to maintain hydration, and doing the intermittent fast, like it it helps. It sucks. It's miserable. Like, but it's working. I don't know. Like I feel lighter. I feel faster. Um, but what I was noticing is, at that heavier weight, I was pushing like 230, which for me is really dense, and like I feel strong, I feel big, and like I'm moving the weights pretty decently. But as soon as you get into like the kickboxing and the jujitsu, like dudes that size trying to move quickly, especially with smaller opponents at like 180, 170, those 155ers, they move so much faster and they're so much cleaner with their escapes and with their submissions. Like I, I can't keep up. So I'm trying to bring it back down.
No,
All it
I
takes is
I get it.
yeah, I mean it takes a few weeks and it sucks and it's miserable, but it's starting to pay off. And instead of doing like 4 or 5 minute rounds tonight, like we went for, I think we did 10 5 minute cycles tonight, and I didn't have to, yeah, and like I didn't have to sub out until like that eighth or ninth cycle. So already it's starting to get, the conditioning starting to come back.
That's good. That's good. I started the intermittent fasting there right towards the beginning of this month, January, and like the first thing, like I dropped 17 pounds fast,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then like I started lifting again with my brother, and I went from 325 ish down to what 308, and then I'm back up to about 311 right now. But everything fits so much better, and I feel
yeah.
the intermittent fasting is weird. Like I've never felt like my metabolism actually working, and
Okay.
maybe I'm the only person that's ever experienced this. Maybe I'm not. I doubt it. But it almost feels like I'm not hot right now, but I'm up in the coldest room in the freaking house. But like most times, like I'm fucking sweating.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like I can't stop sweating. Like it's just
So
all the time.
and is that something that you've just noticed with making the transition to the intermittent fasting?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. What's your goal?
I'd like to get back down to about 230.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, dude, it's totally doable. My best friend from active duty, at his heaviest, he hit a wall at about 335. And he goes about 6'6", almost 6'7". He's very tall, and now if you looked at him, you'd be like he was 340 at one point. Like he's a freak of nature, but he had that kind of come to Jesus moment where, he was running, uh, just running errands and like trying to move around and do all the things. And he's just like, I'm slow, I'm sluggish. I run, I get out of breath and like, it's not who I used to be. We're athletes, like we're competitors. And, he called me and was like, dude, there's this new thing called Tough Mudder and I'm going to do it. Like, you should come do it with me. And I think this was in 2013. And he ran Tough Mudder, and that's like the OG when there were still 24 obstacles and it was 12 miles.
Yeah.
And we did it in the Badlands, Indiana. It was like 92 degrees. It was in June, and we were smoked. Like even I was in like I came in great shape. Like I think I came in 2013. I was still probably like right around 185, 190. Um, I was still coaching and training part time in grappling and in kickboxing, and I was still playing hockey, and I was in the weight room a lot, and like running anywhere between 3 and 7 miles daily, and even mile 9, 10, 11. It's like, dude, I'm smoked. And he said, I'm never gonna be this weight ever again. And it took him about I want to say about 14, maybe 15 months, but he dropped from 340 down to 225.
That's incredible.
Intermittent fasting, gallon and a half of water, lean meats, whole foods, carb cycle, a lot of keto, and like he did it. He got down to 225. And from that point, he's like, if I'm gonna get, back to, you know, big boy size, I'm gonna do so on my terms, and I'm gonna lift and I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna be jacked. Dude is the definition of jacked. Like Steve, we got
He
to
looks
train
like
with
a
him
Viking.
down here in the like
That's
just a
awesome.
giant ginger Viking, and just like the definition of a bro. Like he is my brother through and through, and like I'm inspired by his fitness journey and his story. Like the dude overcame it, and it wasn't easy. Like he was miserable a lot of the time, but like now he's enjoying it. And, now he can he can move, he can run, he can do whatever, and he can pick up 600 pounds off the floor. Like that's damn impressive.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight.
It's not a little.
No,
That's for sure.
Watching it
no.
is impressive too, where you're just like, what the fuck? It's one thing if you're watching like YouTube videos and you're like, oh yes, he looks like someone that can do that. And it's another thing when that person's in front of you and you're like, God damn, I am small and not strong. And then he just looks at you, it's like, it's okay, man. Pound for pound, you're doing really good. And I'm just like, it's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
And yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, yeah, we're competing pound for pound, and like, so my goal is to push him right now pound for pound in overhead press. He got 205 at body weight 295. And I hit 155 at body weight 225. So like pound for pound, we're close, but I'm taking that as a challenge of I can't compete with you pound for pound right now on deadlift. Like my legs are way out of shape, but my upper body is dense. So like that's my goal, man. Like I'm going to push myself, and I don't want to break myself, but I'm going to push myself to see if I can get pound for pound to be as strong as he is on overhead. And the minute that I surpass that, I'll check that box and say, now I'm moving back to deadlift, and like pound for pound, I want to see what I can do.
It is a pretty cool feeling picking up a massive amount of weight off the floor.
Yeah. It's also a really humbling feeling when five small pounds changes from, oh, I can pull this, to, wow, this thing is glued to the floor.
Yeah.
Glued to the floor. Steve watched me do that right here, literally right on this pad that I'm sitting on. Like 395 came right up. I felt good. I felt strong, and I'm like, I'm going for it. So we put 405 on that bar. I'm like, today's the day. Today's the day. And I got it to like maybe 2 inches off the ground, and it went right back down. I'm like, ooh, all right. Let me reset. I reset and I approached Donnie. It felt like it was super glued to this floor. It would not move. And it's like it's 10 pounds. It's 10 pounds.
Right.
But it's 10 pounds.
That 10 pounds matters when
I
there's
think
a
half of it's
triple
mental,
digit
though.
number behind it.
I mean,
I think you've got a
there's
A
point.
lot of it's mental, though.
there is that. It is a huge component. Like, I'm not going to
Kyle,
pretend that
you
it's
remember
not
the
a
day?
factor.
Kyle, do you remember the day we were deadlifting and I couldn't break 275 for the longest fucking time? And I did the bar math wrong where I'm like, well, 275, this is my top. And you're like, you didn't correct me. You're just like,
I
I
didn't
just
say a
want to see what
word.
was happening. 295 was on the bar, and I fucking just lifted it. He's like,
Sure
yeah, it's
was.
295. I'm like, I got to do it again. Couldn't fucking lift it, though. I'm like, what the fuck?
So, yeah, like, total placebo. Like, he literally did the math wrong. I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay. He's like, all right, I'm just going to pull this. This used to be my PR. And this was at the point that, we still had the chalkboard down here, and we had we had our big three, our PRs, and his was 275. Well, he had 295 on that bar. He walked right up to it thinking that it was 275, stood right up with it. And then we both were laughing like, oh, well, stupid. It was not. And there is absolutely that mental component of, I'm intimidated by this weight. I failed at it before. Am I going to fail at it again? Like, and that's a humbling feeling, and it sucks because that there's that barrier, and what the hell do I have to do to break through it?
Yeah, but when you do break through that is incredible.
Absolutely. So
Yep.
that's the goal now, is like, we're we're not getting any younger, boys. We got to do the things now while we still can, because I don't know.
I got
I
3
feel
weeks
good
left
right
in my
now. Like,
30s.
again,
Fuck, how do I live?
balls to the wall, dude.
Fuck yeah.
May as well.
Yep.
How was the warehouse this week?
Snapping. It's nice. Pretty relaxing. Done a lot of walking. Ripped apart a bunch of shit. Grinded a bunch of metal off. And yeah, I don't know. Nice,
Better than
relaxing day.
Alaska?
Went to the gym in the morning. What's that?
You were up early.
Man, I'm glad you said that. I
Yeah.
gotta set my alarm.
I wanted to be to the gym at 6, and I wanted to take a shit before I did that. So I'm like, I got to wake up at 4 and pound some coffee, so I'll shit. Then I can go to the gym.
Like, I'm waking up at 5:15.
That was my plan.
And I know he's an hour behind me, and already I have a message. It's like, dude, I just woke up. Like, what are you doing?
I'm in the same time zone.
Like, are you really? Which part? Oh, that's right. Okay.
Indianapolis is in the
Yeah,
Eastern
because
time zone. It starts getting
yeah,
fucky
that's
over by
right.
Illinois.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where
That's where Jeffy is.
Hefe lives, is over in the other time zone. He's in the northwest corner. That gets all weird.
Up by Gary.
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 Gary. Oh no, Patrick, what'd you do with Gary?
That took quite a sidebar. We're talking about guns. We're talking about fitness and SpongeBob.
Oh.
Ice.
When I don't think I ever watched that until somebody had it on in one of the day rooms, like after basic, and it's like, what is this? Like, I was a South Park kid through and through. Like, I still am. Like, I still recirculate and go back and like watch the original the first 10 seasons. Like, those are by far the best. I mean, some of the new ones got really funny, but it's like, who comes up with a deranged little sponge and like that's the basis of a show? Like, I don't know, man. The shit that we
I
put
think the
out for
first
kids to
one I
watch.
ever saw, the first one that I ever saw was when Sandy was getting ready for hibernation and they were playing a bunch of Pantera.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I was just like, I gotta look into this because it was like a big thing in like metal forums and magazines and stuff. It's like they're gonna play Pantera and SpongeBob. I'm like, well, I gotta watch
On
this.
SpongeBob.
So that was the first one I saw. I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll watch more. And I watched more, and I'm like, this is fucking brilliant.
That's
This is the
awesome.
dumbest thing, and I love it.
Did you see the SpongeBob movie?
I did back when I
Can't
was
say
married with
can't
children.
say that I've seen it.
David
It's
Hasselhoff
actually
made
really
that
good.
movie for me.
The Hoff
Yes.
The Hoff.
is okay.
Yeah, now you're gonna need to
All
watch it,
right.
don't you?
I'll no,
He
I'm gonna
saves the day
YouTube
with his pecs.
I'll YouTube clip it and see if there's like a 30-second like clip of the Hoff, but
It doesn't do it justice because they build to
No.
that.
yeah, but dude, I'm not gonna watch an hour and 40-minute long Sponge. Like, come on, man. Like
You get
I,
your phone out,
full
you
disclosure,
put it on the
I'm
rower,
not gonna
you
do
go
it.
to fucking town.
That'd be a good idea. Heard afterwards.
Put your phone on that rower, and you just watch, and you just row like you're listening to an Amon Amarth album.
I mean, I did put on Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, and I got 6,000 meters in.
Ooh.
That's always a good time.
Yeah. Feel that one the next day.
I think I'm still feeling that one now, and it was last week.
I believe it.
I don't know if my biceps could hold up to that.
Sure, dude, it's only 6,000 meters. You totally could. You totally could.
Oof.
You don't have like it's not you don't have to rip it. Like you don't have to go full tilt and race it. Like I think it took me 25 maybe 30 minutes to do. Like, and if you get tired after 2,000 meters, like take a break. Like that, and that was one of our mantras tonight in training. Like we have these 16, 17, 20-year olds who are trying to set the fighting world on fire, and like they're trying to go so hard for like arm bars and shoulder locks and all this stuff, and it's like, dude, we're playing like very simple build up games, and like we're practicing positioning. Nobody is training for worlds right now. Like we're not going down to Rio to like test for our red stripe and our black belt. Like we're all starting from scratch again. Like I haven't grappled in 12 years consistently. Like how about you take it slow? Like same thing with cardio. Like we're not trying to get on a long ship and cross the freaking northern Atlantic. Like, you can take a break.
I think I have the solution to that if they start acting frisky like that again. And just be like, hey, don't touch me like that. I'll come. Just go right for gold on that one. Just be like, don't do that to me. I'll come.
I'm not certain that it's gold. It's more a silver tint on the bracelets that you get for that, and usually those are administered by police officers. And usually there's the magic P word that follows you around for a little while.
I'm just saying, like, there's ways that you can get them to slow down without going, hey, slow down. Because when you
Oh, you froze in such a good position, Steve.
Man, I
Like
wish this was Snapchat.
I can see straight up your nostrils.
Yeah,
That was good.
that was a good one.
Does this hotel not have good like free Wi-Fi? I mean, what is this?
I don't know. It it's been a little funky. There's times where I really couldn't hear his audio. It seems to be a little bit of a lag with it. But
Yeah, it's not that way with yours.
okay. Yeah, there's definitely a delay with his.
He's probably on the guest Wi-Fi at the hotel.
Probably. He's got the
Yeah.
great value Wi-Fi.
The great value.
It's not
Right.
quite Clover Valley, but it's great value.
I was just gonna say, where does Dollar Tree factor in, bro? Like, there's been a new like creator that keeps popping up in my YouTube feeds that he tries to do these like family meals for under $15, and he goes to like Dollar Tree, and I love Aldi, so I'll never knock Aldi food, but like you're spending $12 at Dollar Tree and you're trying to make a casserole, like how about you don't do that?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
canned chicken from Dollar Tree is not something I'm gonna purchase. I'm just not going to.
I got a strong feeling it's probably not chicken.
It's potentially not. It's potentially not. It's so much easier just to cook it yourself.
It is. It is. There's a
So big.
huge problem with the way food is marketed and produced.
Oh, agreed. And like, Steve and I got on that kick um, for a while. Like, the industrial seed oils and all the different additives and the preservatives. And it's like, I'm hoping I might be wishing pretty mightily here, but I am really hoping in these next few years, like, somebody brings that up to somebody in an office, like, whether it's the FDA or something like that. Not that I have any hope or trust in the government by any stretch, but like, anywhere else, like the just the simple facts of like reading the ingredient lists of who's making what and like what's going into it and why. Like anywhere else overseas, anywhere else in Europe or Asia, like the ingredient lists are not even half of what we put in. Like
Right.
why do we have to put so many like additives and all this shit into our food? I don't get it.
We shouldn't have to,
I agree.
but it, people forgot that we're feeding people and decided that profiting was more important.
Yeah, and that's why I'm hoping that with the changing of many things, I'm hoping that's another thing. Like I'll I'll
Oh.
pay I'll pay an extra dollar for something to be cleaner and healthier, and not just for me, but like you know, I have a 10-year-old I'm trying to keep healthy. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like let's maybe not have a whole bunch of you know crap that we're just putting into everything.
Yeah, I wish I would have paid more attention to that stuff years ago. My 18-year-old, he's I mean, he's not morbidly obese, but he's hefty,
Yeah.
and he doesn't like he knows, but it just doesn't register with him because he's been programmed for his entire life that hey, these foods are okay. It's nothing wrong here.
Okay.
So to break that kind of programming, like it's hard to do it yourself. Like, oh hey, these are tasty. Like, why not snack on this?
Yeah.
And you're like, shit, I should have done that.
Yeah, and like depending on how it's made and where it's made and what it's made with, like you might think two small handfuls of something is not going to be that big of a deal, but depending on how much like preservative or sodium or whatever, like it could interact with something else that you made, and your digestive system is like, well, I don't like how much added shit is in this ingredient, so I'm going to try to process this first, and like it might take a while. And um, that was another component of nutrition that I got to learn a little bit about. um, especially when it comes to like anytime you're going out drinking, right? Or even if you just have like two drinks with dinner, your body is going to focus on the toxin, the alcohol, and process that in however long it takes to process that entire drink out of your system. Everything else that you ate is basically on the back burner and it's on hold, and your body's not going to digest it while it's filtering out the alcohol because the body recognizes that as a poison. So all of digestion basically stops. It grinds to a halt until the alcohol is out of your system.
I'm back.
Yes, you are.
Welcome back, beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. That everything just fucking shut down and went black, and I went, fuck.
You got that high quality hotel Wi-Fi.
It wasn't the Wi-Fi. It was this thing, iPad.
Ah,
Probably just fucking filled up the like local storage, and it just went, "Hey, I'm done." And I'm like, "Oh shit."
Well, that's fun.
yeah. iPad's gonna be the most expensive sporting clay. I hate that damn thing.
Yeah. I mean, it works great for everything else. I mean, when you're on an airplane and you want to watch, nudie flicks. I mean, not that you should do that on an airplane when there's children behind you. Uh, you know,
That's two tonight, Steve.
Yeah.
That's two, buddy. That's two.
That's two things that could probably land you on a registry somewhere.
and that's why I'm going to work for the Mossad someday.
Aspirations.
I don't think you were on. You weren't on earlier for that part, Kyle, but we were talking about how to get recruited for the Mossad and uh, run your own island. So I'm probably at like
I'm
4 or 5 actually, because you weren't counting earlier.
I don't know. We didn't dive too weird though.
No,
unbelievable.
which
He's
Totally
got to
reminds me
answer
unbelievable.
of
the
the
Disney
original
song
question
question
that
too.
started the episode. So, Kyle, if you were living in a world where you were concerned about being canceled, what Disney song would you not want to sing on a national TV or a public forum?
Mm. Can I answer your question with a question?
Sure.
Do I have to be worried about being canceled?
I said if you were living in a world where you were concerned about that. So that's the premise of the entire
Okay.
thing. The question falls apart if you're not concerned about that.
Okay. Um, I'm trying to think of which subgroup of characters or marginalized individuals would be the most highly offended and get me right up to like the highest level of wokeness. um my brain immediately goes to something from Pocahontas. uh Native Americans are pretty off limits at this point. So anything having like probably singing the Savages song from that movie would get me canceled straight away.
I could see it.
I went with I Want to Be Like You from the Jungle Book because the Ape
Ooh.
King sings I Want to Be Like You to Mowgli.
Yeah, but it's not Mowgli
Says I want to walk
saying that
like
he
you.
wants to be like him, so talk like you.
There is a line in there, a big ape like me. I want to walk like you, talk like you. Ooh, wee, ooh. That's the one that would get me canceled. Good thing I'm not worried about that.
But in a world that you would be,
That's
that
not the
would get you
one that I'd
canceled.
want to sing. Or apparently Savage is from Pocahontas.
I think I think that one's right up there. Donnie, what was your answer?
I had two, but I kind of interpreted the question as like, what song could I manipulate the lyrics to
Mm.
get me canceled? And what was it? The oh hell, Steve, I already forgot. It
Arabian
was
Nights. Arabian Nights was one
yes,
of them,
Yeah.
yeah, Arabian Nights, and then
and
Under the
then your
Sea.
backup was yes.
Under the Sea. That was it.
Yeah,
I
that
got
would
in
about
trouble
do
a
it.
few times for that shit. I got suspended from high school and almost charged with sexual harassment for rewriting the YMCA song. And then I made copies of the lyrics on a school copier.
I always
Okay.
wondered how the judge got you to join the Marines.
Oh, he didn't have to convince me. I was sold on that concept when I was 5.
It's funny because I was about the same age. There's a picture of me and my neighbor at the time, and his dad was a door gunner in Vietnam. Um, so we're running around, all decked out, camis, and on the t-shirt that I was wearing, I'm sitting on a white Huffy bike with training wheels. I think I was like 4, and on my cami t-shirt is an F-15, and like so I'm sitting there, holding on to the handlebars in camis with an F-15 on my shirt, and that's the bird I end up working on on active duty. Like, how weird is that?
That's pretty awesome.
My parents still have
That's
that
great.
picture. Um, that's
But do they still have the shirt?
pretty random how that works. No, I would be pretty shocked
That'd
if
be
they
pretty
do.
badass.
That would be awesome. Like I only have a few things um, from that time frame. Like I have a Buffalo Sabres hat, like an original uh, blue snapback Buffalo Sabres hat from when I was It I have to be. I had to have been like 6 or 7, and it was an adult hat. So I have no idea how that was fitting my head at that point, unless I had that big of a head. Um, but yeah, I still have it. I still wear it. Like that thing is old. Like we're talking 1990, 1991. That thing is old.
That's awesome. I think
But
I
yeah, I
still
don't.
have my Mighty Ducks hat from back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wore
I don't
that.
know if.
Man, there is a brush mark. Like we painted the Little League fence. Like it was all ratty as shit. It was probably built in like the 40s or something. I don't know. But we had to repaint it like for part of helping out the Little League. I remember I got like a brush stroke of silver paint on the bill of that hat, and I was so pissed off for like ever. Like I ruined my Mighty Ducks hat. I still remember being fucking angry about that.
But
It's
you
so
still have it.
yeah, it's still
I mean, I'd be
still in
angry
there
too.
enclosed in the storage unit. Oh, well, yeah, man,
Yeah.
that was the best movie that was out.
Oh, dude, that was it.
I
I
still
remember getting my
quote
first pair of
Mighty Ducks
rollerblades and like
2.
all the which line?
This is a distraction. This is a fire in a barrel. This is a distraction in a fire in a barrel. That and Iceland is very
Quality
nice, and
line.
Greenland is full of ice. Quality line. And I
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
dream of having ice cream with an Icelandish lady.
I think we've all been there, Steve. I think we've all been there, buddy.
Probably.
It's a curse of my life. It really
No, my,
is.
my parents were the
Ice
type
cream's
of.
one of my other weaknesses.
Oh, dude, we're all too familiar with your ice cream weakness.
Donnie, I did a summer where, like,
Maybe we're
right after I got separated, where the only things I lived off of was pineapples, steaks, and ice cream.
You're
That's
pretty
it.
jacked that way.
That was my diet.
yeah.
I was pretty jacked that summer. because I was working out pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole different level of working out after something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you got after it.
I did. And now getting after bowls of ice cream and bread. It's the
Not
good
right now.
life.
You're keto.
That's right. Now I'm getting after beef and cheese, but not in a
There are
burrito.
worse things to get after. Ooh,
That's right.
burrito
Like
sounds real
AIDS.
good.
You do need. Have you eaten yet since?
No. No.
God.
World.
Can we go back? Can we go back to the AIDS? Like, what
It's one of the
where the
worst
fuck
things in
did that
life.
come from?
You said there's nothing worse. AIDS is worse. It's worse than a lot of things.
Touche.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't have opened the door.
I mean,
It's a significant low point.
Yeah, that would
how
not
many
do it.
people do you know that wake up in the morning and go, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to do it. Today's the day. I'm going out. I'm going to catch the HIV. No one wakes up and thinks that. People
What
are
was
like,
that shit
today's
you
going
were
to be my
talking about
day.
the other
It's
day?
Thursday. Oh, bugging? Is that the one?
Yes. I'd never heard this term.
Yes.
Yes, I never heard that term before, at least in that context.
All right. I
I
learned
always
this on
thought
the
bugging
TV
out was
show
like when you're
House.
like doing a methamphetamine dance.
Never watched that
So
show.
bugging is when a homosexual male will go out cruising for another male with the intent of finding one who has the HIV or the AIDS because they think they're bulletproof and they can't get it, or they want to get it for some strange reason. And this can really backfire on them if they already have one strain and they're trying to get someone with another strain because then they just die faster. It's fucking wild. And I learned this on an ABC television show. Actually, I don't know if it was ABC. I don't know what channel House aired on, but I remember this on an episode of House, and I'm like, this is never going to leave my brain. Thank you.
And now it will never leave mine. So
Nope.
Well, that's
that's
also the
good.
same episode where I learned the term Kaposi sarcoma, which is what this guy with level 4 on the verge of dying AIDS had contracted. And I'm like, great. Now I'm never going to forget those 4 syllables.
I'm gonna forget all of that because I tuned you out on purpose. But that other part seared into my brain. So thank you.
That's
Yeah.
like 90% of our friendship, though.
You're not wrong.
Nope.
Yep, you're not wrong.
He said some of the best phrases in the just most. It's not even awkward or weird or inappropriate. It's just where the fuck did that come from?
Just off the wall. Just off the wall
Yes.
shit.
It's like poof. Here's a phrase. What?
Yep.
Did you tell him about checking into 204?
Into our
Oh, your
Oh
unit
man, your audio's
computer's dying.
bugging.
and fucking piece of shit. Is this better now?
That came out clear.
Okay. You want to try that again?
Try it again. So we were checking into the unit and the basically just walked across the
Man.
parking lot from the schoolhouse to get in there and checking in with the CO. He's like coming
Dude,
up to
is that
all of
not
us in the hallway,
terrifying?
and he's like, Donny, tell the story.
All right. So we just graduated from like V-22 school. Walked across the parking lot to go check in, like Steve was trying to say there, and we're checking it up at like S1 and everything, and our alphas. You know, we're what PFCs at that point. I think we're PFCs. Either way, like everybody's nervous when they check in. You don't know what the hell to expect.
Yep.
Well, out walks the first full bird colonel I've ever seen in my life.
Mm.
And he's like, "How we doing, gentlemen?" And Steve doesn't miss a beat. He just like a thoughtful pause. And well, no, the colonel asks. He goes, "So how do you like the V-22?" And Steve just kind of stood there for a split second, and then out came, "Well, I like it, sir. It's got a nice shape to it." And every one of us just fucking stopped breathing. We're like, "What did he just fucking say? Like, where'd that come from, dude?" I thought Spiegel was gonna have a heart attack.
He was thinking of something nice to say without saying it's a fucking piece of
Fucking
shit.
turd. It's got a nice shape to it. Like,
Nice shape.
Daring.
Unreal.
This, I'm like, this thing has a really nice shape to it. That's all I was thinking. And then he was just like, what do you think of the beach? I'm like, it's got a nice shape to
It's
it.
a curvaceous,
It's got
it's a voluptuous bird, sir.
voluptuous.
good
Stop
hips,
it.
sir. You're
Stop
lucky I
it.
didn't say that.
Stop it.
That
Real
bird's got hips.
sponsons have curves.
I'm done. I'm done.
This is a magnificent level of ridiculous.
It's a good start.
Yep.
That's a good start.
So is that
So
how
this
we
is gonna
want
be
to
weekly,
conclude?
huh?
What's that?
We're gonna do
I'd
this
like it to
weekly.
be a better time so that you're not dying of starvation.
It's it's not even all that. It's just down to timing. So we're rolling until like 8. Then I run and pick a little one up from dance, get home, shower, change,